Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to start our NFL Playoff Wildcard Predictions. After 17 games, 17 weeks in the regular season, we have now reached the most important stage of the NFL season. Finding out who's going to go to the Super Bowl, and to be honest with you, this year is wide open. But if you want a little refresher on who made the playoffs, our number one seed is the Denver Broncos, and they will not be predicted in this video. Representing the AFC East is the New England Patriots. Jacksonville Jaguars is the third seed as they won the AFC South. And Pittsburgh somehow won the AFC North as seed number 4. Seed number 5 is the Houston Texans. Seed number 6 is the Buffalo Bills. And seed number 7 is the Los Angeles Chargers. And for the NFC, Seattle of all teams clinched the number 1 seed. And like with the Broncos, they will not be predicted in this video. The Chicago Bears, representing the NFC North, is the number 2 seed. NFC East is a repeat champ in the Philadelphia Eagles as they take seed 3. And the Carolina Panthers, despite losing in week 17 or week 18, they are your NFC South champions. And for the wild card teams, we have the Los Angeles Rams, San Francisco 49ers, and Green Bay Packers. So with that, let's dive into these predictions. And we're going to start off in Charlotte, North Carolina, where the Carolina Panthers will be taking on the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams, they're at one point, they were a Super Bowl favorite, but till injuries happened and defense started to fall apart towards the end. Meanwhile, the Carolina Panthers, honestly, I don't know how they got into the situation. They won a pretty piss poor NFC South, where even though they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, thanks to some weird tiebreakers involving the Falcons, they were able to get the NFC South. Thus, they're in this position. Now, these two teams have played each other this season. And of all miracles, the Carolina Panthers somehow won that game. But this time around, I do think the Rams, they are getting Devontae Adams back. And I know they had this particular game circled on their calendar. I'm going to take the Los Angeles Rams to win this time. I know the weather's probably going to be a little messy this game, so things could sway the Panthers' way a little bit, but for now, I'm going with the Rams to get their revenge. And then we got to go to Prime Video, where the oldest rivalry in football will be taking place. The Green Bay Packers taking on the Chicago Bears. The Packers are losers of, I think, 3 or 4 straight heading into this. They do not have a shred of momentum. And some of it is due to defensive injuries. Jordan Love, he's going to be back. He was injured the last 2 games, but he'll be back for this one. Meanwhile, for the Chicago Bears, they almost blew the number 2 seed when they lost to the Detroit Lions. But thanks to the Eagles not playing their starters, the Eagles said, you can have the 2 seed. Thus, you're in the position. And for me, the Bears should be very lucky that they're taking on the Green Bay Packers in the state that they're in. They are, we will say they were Super Bowl contenders like weeks ago. But now, with all the injuries, yeah, I don't know if this is going to be ugly. I think this is the NFC North rivalry, so anything can happen. Right now, I am slightly leaning towards the Bears in this one. Just slightly. I do think Green Bay is going to come out ready to play. But, yeah, Chicago is going to be I think this is going to be one of the more games of the week. On to Sunday, we have the Buffalo Bills taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And these two teams have seen each other in the playoffs before, but it was in 2017 when Jacksonville had Saxonville. Jacksonville, to me, are a dark horse contender for the Super Bowl. They are 12-5, which I think is the most wins a first-year head coach has had since, I don't know. I know he set the record for most Jaguars win for a first-year head coach. I know that much. Meanwhile, for the Buffalo Bills, they're there. another, but a lot of people are putting pressure on the Bills because there's no Lamar Jackson, there's no Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs this year. I think Josh Allen is the best QB in the playoffs, which he is, but I'm not feeling his supporting cast. I'm not feeling it at all. But in this game, well, this is another one I could go in any direction, and I could pick Buffalo, but right now Jacksonville is very, very hot. I'm gonna roll with Duval County to win this game, but if the Bills win, don't be surprised. And then we got the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles, this team has been frustratingly good. And I use that term pretty seriously because, yes, they have a 12-5 record, or 11-6, I lost count. But many feel like they should be way better. And all the signs could be pointed to their offense and their leader in Kevin Patullo. All of this could be upon if the Eagles play possum throughout the entire season and then go to the playoffs and utterly dominate their opponent. Meanwhile, the 49ers, I'm a little surprised that they're in this position as well. Even though in my predictions I had them as the number 1 seed, best team in the league because of their soft schedule. And while the soft schedule remark stands, the Niners are very, very hobbled. As pretty much every year they're hobbled with injuries. I think a 49er team at full strength will crush the Philadelphia Eagles. But with this game being played in Philly, I could see the 49ers surprise everyone in winning this one. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and take the Eagles to win. I'm going to take them to win for now. But I could see this one shifting in any direction. And for Sunday night, we have the New England Patriots taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Rams. Chargers, they are another team. They've got seed 7. They went 11-6. I kind of feel like they went a quiet 11-6 because no one was really paying attention to them this year. Well, not many people were paying attention to them this year. While for the New England Patriots, they're pretty much one of the top teams in the AFC. Drake May, MVP candidate, and he did so with not the best supporting cast of receivers or, well, running backs I was okay with, but the receivers cast was not the best for New England, but Drake May managed to get it done. Granted, they too had a pretty easy schedule getting here, but I'm not going to count that towards them. You play who you schedule. With this game being played in Foxborough, the first playoff game there since 2019, aka Brady's last game. I think the atmosphere is going to be raucous. I'm picking New England to win this one. And I don't think this one's going to be particularly close. Also, Justin Herbert always struggles in the postseason. And finally, we have Monday Night Football with the Houston Texans taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Texans, they start off the season 0-3. And this is the second time in their franchise history where they started off 0-3 but finished in the playoffs. How does this happen? Well, their defense. Their defense is the best in the league in my eyes. And they'll be taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have I don't know how they get to this situation year after year. I mean, they had another BS victory over the Baltimore Ravens last week. Yes, the BS is real. They always find a way to go 9-8. This is their first time they won the AFC North since COVID year. And with this game, oh boy, don't expect a high scoring affair. I don't expect that at all in this one. I think this is going to be an ugly slugfest. And while I was going to lean towards the Houston Texans to win this game because of their defense, and as long as the Texans don't jump out to a 14-0 lead, I think Pittsburgh upsets them. I'm going to take Pittsburgh to win. And here's a little fun fact. I don't think Houston never played a road wild card game in their franchise history. That is that is something worth noting. But that wraps up the wild card predictions. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Gamble safely, and I'll see you next time.